Good morning everyone. Today we will study the moment of inertia of a thin uniform road. First of all, what do you mean by uniform? Uniform means the mass of the road is uniformly distributed over its whole length. Now, to find out the moment of inertia, first of all we have to decide an axis about which we want to derive the moment of inertia. Let us consider a road of length L and mass m, that is the road AB, with center of mass at point Z, that is also the center of the length AB. Now we have an axis, say CD, that is passing through its center of mass G and perpendicular to the length of the road. Now we have to derive the moment of inertia of this road about this axis CD. For that, we consider a small element of length dx of the road from a distance x from the center of mass or from the axis, say CD. First, we will find out the moment of inertia of this element about this axis CD, and then with the help of that moment of inertia, we will find out the moment of inertia of the whole road AB about this axis CD. Now, since the road is uniform, therefore we can find out the mass per unit length of the road, that will be equal to the total mass of the road divided by total length of the road. That is, its linear density will be equal to m upon L. Now, since we know that the linear density of the road, therefore we can find out the mass of the element of length dx, that is equal to the m upon L into dx, the length of the road. Now, since we have the mass of the element, also the length of the element or the distance of the element from the axis, therefore we can find out the moment of inertia of this element about this axis CD, as we know, that is equal to mass into distance ka square, that is, that will be equal to mass small m into distance x square. That is, from here we can consider the value of small m, that is equal to m upon L into dx into distance square, that is x square. Therefore we have obtained the value of moment of inertia of the small element of length dx from the axis, or we can say that about the axis CD is equal to m upon L into x square into dx. Now, with the help of this moment of inertia, we will find out the moment of inertia of the road AB about axis CD. For that, we will integrate this moment of inertia between the limits. Now, what will be the limits? The limits will be from point A to point B because this is the complete road. Now, what do you mean by the limits A and B? Limits A and B means since our axis passes through the center of mass, that is G, which is also the center of the length of the road AB. Therefore, this G is at an equal distance from both the ends A and B, that is equal to L by 2. Therefore, the limits of integration will be minus L by 2 to plus L by 2 for this integration. Now, we can calculate the total moment of inertia Ig. G stands for the center of mass, that is an axis that is passing through the center of mass of the road. Here we can see that. Now the total moment of inertia Ig will be equal to integration di, that is integration minus L by 2 say plus L by 2, and what is the value of di, that is m upon L x square dx, m upon L x square dx. M upon L is a constant, so we can take it out from the integration. M upon L integration minus L by 2 to L by 2 x square dx, integration x square will be equal to x cube upon 3. Limits of the integration minus L by 2 to plus L by 2. On simplification, m upon 3L x cube minus L by 2 to L by 2. M upon 3L L upon 2 cube minus L upon 2 cube, that will be equal to L cube upon 8 minus L cube upon 8. Upon simplification, we get ml square upon 12. This is the value of moment of inertia of a uniform road about an axis passing through its center of mass and perpendicular to the length of the road, as we can see it here. Now, the next case, Here we have considered the axis passing through the center of mass. Now, what if the axis is passing through one end of the road, say end A, and also perpendicular to its length? This is our next case. About an axis passing through its one end and perpendicular to its length. Let us consider the axis C dash D dash passing through its one end, say end A, and perpendicular to the length, again the same thing. Now we have to derive the moment of inertia of the same road AB, length capital L and length small l and mass capital M, about this axis C dash D dash. Again we will consider a small element of length dx at a distance x from the axis C dash D dash. First we will find out the moment of inertia of this small element about this axis, and then we will integrate that small moment of inertia between the limits again a to b. Now again the mass of the small element will be m upon l into dx, the same thing. Now the moment of inertia of this small element about this axis c dash d dash will be equal to mass into distance square, again the same thing, m upon l dx x square. Now to find out the total moment of inertia of the road AB about this axis, we have to integrate this small moment of inertia but between the limits. Now what will the limits? The limits will be from point A to point B. Now since our axis C dash D dash is itself at the end A, therefore the initial limit will be 0 and the final limit B, the length of the road L, this will be the final limits, that is the limits of the integration will be 0 to L. And here we can find out the moment of inertia of the road about this axis C dash D dash about passing through one end of the road, that will be equal to integration 0 to L m upon L x square dx. On integration, m upon L can be taken out of the integration, as we can see here x square integration is equal to x cube upon 3. By putting the limits, we can find out the value of the integration is equal to ml square upon 3. This is the value of moment of inertia about an axis passing through one end of the road and perpendicular to the length of the road. Now the same expression, the same result we can find out from another method. That another method is the principle of parallel axis. What is the principle of parallel axis? We can understand here. Here we have an axis CD that is passing through the center of mass point G of the road. Next, we have an axis C dash D dash that is passing through point A, the end point of the road. Since we can see that both the axes are perpendicular to the length, therefore these two axes are parallel to each other. If we have two axes parallel to each other and we have moment of inertia about one axis of the road, or we can say about of any rigid body, then we can find out the moment of inertia of the rigid body about the second axis that is parallel to the first axis. Here we have axis CD and C dash D dash parallel, and we know the moment of inertia of the road about axis CD, that is IG. Therefore we can find out the moment of inertia of the road about this axis C dash D dash, that is IA, using this formula, that is IA is equal to IG plus mh square. M is the mass of the road, capital M, and H is the distance between these two parallel axes, as we can say here. Here this H is equal to half the length of the road, that is L by 2. Using these values in this equation, we can find out the value of IA. Now IA is equal to IG plus mh square. IG, as we have find out earlier, is equal to ml square upon 12. Now mh square h L by 2 whole square. Using the values upon calculations, we can find out the value ml square upon 3. This is the same result as we have earlier obtained. Therefore, we can find out this value using any of the two methods, that is the direct method or using the method of principle of parallel axes. Now, we have one more case. If we have to find out the moment of inertia of the rod about an axis that is passing through any random point at a distance a from its one end point, that is a, and perpendicular to its length. Say this mn be that axis from the distance small a from one end a and perpendicular to the length of the rod. Now again we will follow the same procedure. A small length element dx at a distance x from the axis mn, we will find out the moment of inertia mx square, that is m upon l dx into x square. Now the total moment of inertia will be integration of this small moment of inertia. Now what will be the limits? The limits again a to b, a that is minus a to b that is l minus a, because this length will remain as l minus a. So upon integration m upon l can be taken outside of the integration. Integration x square dx, that will be equal to x cube upon 3 integration minus a to l minus a. Upon calculations we can find out the value of the integration or the value of the moment of inertia will be equal to m into l square upon 3 minus la plus a square. This is the moment of inertia of the body about any axis that is at a distance of a from one end of the rod and is perpendicular to the length of the rod. This is a general formula which we can use to find out the moment of inertia about any axis. From this formula we can find out the moment of inertia the first two cases, that is about the center of mass about an axis passing through the center of mass of the rod, or about an axis passing through one end of the rod. Both the results that we can obtain from this single result. Thank you.